Myro. All right, you can see here we're kind of stalling out a little bit through here, right? Waiting to make a move here. So far, holding this trend line right down through here. Over this white line coming right up through here. Just came back, touched it, and it bounced off of it. All right, we haven't hit any major fib levels yet, so I would imagine that this thing still has some upward action here yet. Before any major pullback, you would think so. I covered Caspa quite a bit. It's went up and hit the 618702. Of course, everything's going to move at its own pace, right? So we'll come right back to this chart over here. Got a couple other things I want to show you here real quick. All right. Number one, Bitcoin dominance. All right, we're going to take a look at that because that is absolutely rolling over and crashing, which we've been waiting for that for a long time. All right, that's Caspa here. In fact, look at that move that thing made. All right, let's go over here to dominance. And that's how fast, in one day, that's a 1 day candle right there. That's how fast you can get up to that 618 or 702. All right, Bitcoin dominance is at 60 and a half. Look at the daily. Look at these daily candles dropping. Look at the daily RSI though. This thing's due for a bounce back up, right? For sure. Um, Maybe once it gets down here to this trend line, maybe that's when it gets a bounce up and a big rollover to the downside, but way oversold. Look at this thing. I mean, it's way down at the bottom. On the weekly, and it's still heading straight down. Look at that. Look at that beautiful weekly red candle. That's what we have been waiting for a long time. This thing has gone up pretty much straight up since September 2022. Going on 3 years. We haven't had a candle like that since. All right, did not make it out of our box we put up here. That's a good thing. On the monthly, it looks done. Monthly's heading straight down. All right, once it breaks through 59%. All right, that's our yellow line right here, about 59. And it's going to hit it somewhere around that 59. Once it clears 59, it gets into the 58s. It's really going to pick some steam up for sure. It's looking good. Altcoin season is definitely coming. Right, like I said the last video, it's kind of like the beginning stages. The warm up. It's getting ready to kick in full steam. Look at this crazy number. Total number of cryptos, 18.7 million. Right? New cryptocurrencies tracked. Check this out. All right, back in 2019, created per day. You see that number 0.0101, right? And then you come over here to 2022. So up until May, June, then you go up to 2,000 a day, 2,000 a day, 900. But look at this massive jump over here. 50-some thousand a day. Cryptos are being created a day. Right around 50,000. Isn't that unbelievable? 18.7 million. So if you had the idea of creating a crypto back in 2017, 2019, 2020 even, you had a really good chance of making some serious money. But now 50,000 a day, that's insane, right? Absolutely insane. Your cryptos by chain. If you come back here, let's look at all time. All right, you come back here to 2015, 98.64% was on Ethereum. All right, 2015, 2017, 98%. Up until, July of 2017. Then we go to August and Binance Smart Chain launches. 49%. It went from 97% in June of 2017. June, July, 97%, and then once we hit August, we cut it in half. then actually Binance Smart Chain went up higher than Ethereum. And if we come to present day over here, Solana has 60.25%. ETH is, wow, down to 2.86%. Binance Smart Chain 13, Base 19.7. It's because of Ethereum gas fees. That's what does it. I thought that was a pretty interesting chart, though. And if you come to the market overview, see if you got the Fear and Greed Index at a 67. It's in greed right here. The altcoin season index is at a 56. That's the highest it's been in a long time. All right, 90 out of the top 100 cryptos the last 90 days are in the green. 90 out of 100. I looked at the numbers. All right, here's your crypto ETFs. Net flow 772 million. There's Bitcoin. Where are we at here? July. Ethereum 402 million. Bitcoin 3. Actually, ETH overtook Bitcoin there on the ETFs. July 16th, July 15th. You go over here. This goes back. Let's look at all time. And this goes back to January 31st, 2024. Bitcoin is $6 billion there. Is it? Yeah, that's 4 billion. Yeah, ETH 0, and Ethereum ETFs must have launched right there. ETH was negative 483 million. It started like one. There it goes. Yeah, Ethereum ETFs. Some pretty cool charts over here. These are on CoinMarketCap. They got some pretty cool stuff over there to go over. Market cap 3.91 trillion, 18.69 million cryptos, 834 exchanges, 24-hour volume, $203.34 billion. Right, so market is looking good. Market's looking great. You have dominance dropping. Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at that. Boy, did they pull a smooth move there. It's amazing how that thing can just reach out and snatch up money, and then make it look like it's doing one thing and do another. Like Casp up 18.1, Partcoin, unbelievable. Unbelievable. A crypto named Partcoin, right? Unreal. Oh boy, forget moving here. My battery saver is on here. Okay, so let's turn that off for the rest of the video. We'll get moving on this thing here. All right, if we come over here, yeah, low battery. Should have brought my charger with me here. All right, now we come over here and take a look. Bitcoin 117,505. I want my Binance. There we go. And on a 4-hour. Get this move that this thing pulled, right? Is this my chart I wanted? Bitcoin on the 4. Let me see here. Extra device. Now let's just unplug this thing and leave that go for now. Okay, here we go. Here's my Binance one. Alright, right here. Look at this move, right? Up here, everybody thought an ABC was coming in. Right here. This was a 618,702. You take a short, right? So people took a short through here. What's Bitcoin do? Come over here. Breaks out. People close their shorts because they think this is a breakout, right? So you have people take longs, close their shorts, take longs, fake out, rolls right over, and the real move is to the downside. Pretty slick, huh? Unbelievable. People take shorts, come over here, close their shorts, take longs, they have a break of resistance, and it goes right down. So it took out shorts and longs right there, unless people actually stayed in their short over here. All right, look, still looking like a possible ABC down to 113. 113.5 to 112.7. You could have a ABC coming in here for Bitcoin. Over on Myro, this thing I would expect to push up to 3.1 to 3.4 before this thing has a major correction. We have bearish divergence here on the RSI, so it's a major correction coming in before that possible. All right, you have the 4 hour starting to turn up. Your 12. Let's look at the higher numbers. The 12 is heading up, but bearish divergence here. Your lower highs on the RSI. The daily. Look at this daily. It's been up here for a while, right? I mean, but we're only up at a 382. You would expect 618 or 702 before a major correction. So if that's going to happen, you'd want to see a pretty big move here pretty soon, up to this area. The weekly RSI heading straight up, looks good. Weekly looks fantastic. The monthly, there's no monthly on here yet. All right, but that daily is definitely getting there. It's no bearish divergence on the daily. We have a green daily candle. But I'm looking for a push here, up to that 317 to 34. And then possibly a bigger correction to get this daily RSI corrected downwards here. So keep an eye on Myro. I think it's going to make a pretty decent move here pretty soon. If it breaks this support line coming up through here, then look for a correction rather sooner than later for sure. All right, but thank you so much, guys. Please hit that like and subscribe. Sign up for a level 3 membership in the description of the video. It's only $15. Come over there. We have some great traders over there in Discord. Also get you 10 hours of videos, teach you how to start charting. But we have about 173 members over there in Discord. So come over and join us. We're especially now with an alt season started. Got people posting some really good trades over there. Have a great day, everybody.